look, the whole I like a good conspiracy. If it makes sense, it makes sense. Um, I just feel like okay, the whole Jade thing, we talked about that, and I felt like her contract, which Tony Khan made that very clear, it was coming up.
Yeah,
Uh, he made an offer, they made an offer, he made an offer, they made an offer, made a final offer, they made their final offer, she took their offer, she's gone. Uh, and as far as her exit and the way that she left, it was fine. I had no problem with it because
yeah,
once understanding, like it expired. She came, she did the thing with Statliner. They ended that. Obviously, good gracious with the company, so there's no issue there. CM
right.
Punk, on the other hand, not only as we're getting a new intro and a season premiere for the Raw, Monday Night Raw, which may be one of the few last Monday Night Raws we might be actually calling. Uh, because I don't know what to call this show outside of anything outside of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
Uh, but the whole CM Punk thing, I mean, if he wanted out, was it before Jack Perry or was it during the first medium scrum? Like
right,
when did
right,
you
right.
and then again, did you really want out? Because let's be honest about it. If you really weren't that keen on going to AEW, but you went to AEW because
Yeah,
WWE wasn't going to give you the opportunity, then I don't, what were you really bitching and complaining about? Like,
right,
don't get me wrong, I won't blame everything on CM Punk because I do believe he came in with the good intentions of just being there, being a veteran, being helpful, giving advice. But I think a lot of guys, because they had been in AEW for a couple of years, they got their heads up their ass. Bro, like you can't, like, come on, man, you're not gonna just tell me everything that he's just doing or saying is just totally out of pocket, which I don't think it
right.
is. I think some people think that they're better, they're more than what they really are. Heyman Page,
Yeah,
and you spoke out of turn, and then when you spoke out of turn, it was like, bro, you ain't even had no conversation about it. It was like you just went and did it. Now, what I was hitting on earlier when you told me that the sold out crowd, but the thing about CM Punk is that you know we wanted to see this guy come in. He wanted to be there. He wanted to work with a lot of guys. He wanted to do just he wanted to do what Brian Danielson is doing. He just come
right.
in, what I'm saying, wrestle with some of the new talent, just and do what you enjoy doing. And then as we got the elites, we got the page, we got all of that stuff that happened. And it's like, man, I just can't see. I don't know no one else that he had an issue with. Like, who else did he have all that much of an issue for everybody to feel some type of way about it? Like, Hangman and them was one thing. Well, actually, I wouldn't even say Hangman. Kenny and them, which might have predicated on Hangman.
Whoa. Remember this too, though. Remember this, that the soft brand split or roster split, the people that was on Collision were the people who didn't have an issue with CM Punk or didn't mind working with CM Punk. So actually, if you think about it, the roster was very divided because you literally had enough people to make a whole show for CM Punk that didn't mind working with CM Punk. Yeah, Chris Jericho at the time who said, "Hey, look, hey, that's water under the bridge. I won't mind working with CM Punk again." And then CM Punk even came out with an interview saying, that he wouldn't mind eventually stepping in the ring with a Kenny Omega and a Hangman Page. And then you hear about, stuff like that. So my thing is, and this is me. All right, fuck it. I'm gonna shoot from the hip. I'm gonna be honest. CM Punk is cut from a different cloth. Unfortunately, the world, and it is what it is. I'm not about to be PC. The world is so bitch made now. Everybody gets offended. Everybody got their panties in the bunch. Everybody is soft. I mean, comedians can't be comedians, man. People go to a comedy club just to get offended. That's how stupid and soft this world has gotten. CM Punk comes from a different era, man. CM Punk comes from an era of quote unquote tough guys and girls in the locker room. See, CM Punk isn't a guy that plays fighter. CM Punk is a fighter. CM Punk is a guy that legitimately has a chip on his shoulder. He went to the UFC, MMA, and my guy went out here and got his ass whooped twice, got embarrassed, but he wasn't afraid to go out there and throw them hands for real. He's not a guy pretending to be a fighter. When you got guys like, like the elite, Kenny Omegas, the Young Bucks, and things like that, you got people who present themselves one way And then when it comes to some real life shit, they act like they scared to defend themselves, you know. And my thing is, it's like, okay, CM Punk has openly admitted to wanting to bury the hatchet, to wanting to meet with him. And then you remember when he got the calls or the text, whatever, from the lawyer saying he got to stay away from the elite and all this. It's like, bro, at what point do we grow up? At what point do we put business first? You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay, CM Punk, he already knew he fucked up. He's admitted that. And I'm not saying it feels right. I'm not saying the elite don't have a reason for feeling how they feel, but it's 4, 5, 6 of y'all, and this is one person. This one person is willing to bury the hatchet, you know. Okay, it is what it is. People get in the fights all the time. And then for Tony Khan to say he literally feared for his life, this is a guy who was the biggest mark for ECW, one of the most violent promotions in wrestling history. So it's like, for somebody who has claimed to have so much wrestling knowledge, for a guy that claims to be so in tune and you know, and intertwined with the inner workings of pro wrestling, and now having a pro wrestling show, I don't understand, like, what could have happened that severely to where you feel like legitimately your life was on the line.
Tony's twitchy. If you notice, Tony's a bit twitchy. So not to say he does anything, but he's just skittish. You know, he seems to be a little nerve-wracking. So a lot of chaos seems to rattle him a little bit. So if chaos was going on and people are yelling and screaming and threatening, he feared for his life. Like the small, like, again, not to say that you can't disregard what he might have, what CM Punk did, or what Jungle Boy did, or what happened between the Elite and CM Punk, which, again, I still lightweight felt that was some BS, because it was like, you guys wanted him here. He comes there. And it's like, I just want to get a better understanding of what actually happened. Like, for y'all to feel like y'all had to disrespect him, or for him to feel like he had to respond back. Now again, we hit back on Heyman Page coming out and cutting the promo he cut. It's like, bro, did you really need to do that? And if you wanted to do something, I'm pretty sure y'all could have discussed it. Even though him and Eddie Kingston don't get along with each other, but guess what? They were able to go out there and make something work. So it's like, if I can see them two do it, why couldn't you do it? Like, why did you have to go the way that you went? And then you want to act like you didn't do anything wrong, but at the same time, it's like, bro, but yeah, you talked out of pocket to somebody, or about somebody coming there, or because you felt something about all these guys coming to your company. Wasn't that the whole purpose of the company? It was a company to give new people, present people, and some of the people walking out or on their way out, a last opportunity, a fresh opportunity, or a new opportunity. So I don't get it, man. Like, how do you bitch and complain? Because unless you have some of these bigger names over, bro, nobody was feeling y'all. Like, it really took y'all for a minute. I mean, Heyman Page and Kenny Omega worked real well, but they worked real well because you had guys like SoCal Val, which were Kazarian, Christopher Daniels. You had other guys that were established outside of AEW, but they were in AEW, and they helped made the name out of you. So it's no different than CM Punk. Level of magnitude of favoritism or favorite, sure, but all that other stuff, man, I don't disregard what he might have did wrong. I don't disregard what they did wrong. And then the whole thing in London with Jack Perry, I feel like that got blown out of proportion, especially for Phil and what he did on camera and what's been reported as far as how he reacted. I don't think you. But then again, Jungle Boy being this young punk talking tough, but then it was like, when, like you say, when somebody's in your face, now all of a sudden you retracting your words, you're retracting your actions. I'm curious to see how long before Jungle Boy come back, because and I don't know if Punk was still injured, so maybe that's the reason why the Elite came back sooner than Punk did, because Punk was injured, so he had to be out a little bit longer. But it's just something about all that just screams there's some BS. Now I say all that because you said Chicago sold out for Survivor Series, and even though they're saying that they're not interested in Punk, I wouldn't be surprised if he just randomly showed up. Music can't go any damn way. They swerving people. This is wrestling business. You can't take all that. Even if you hear, oh, they don't want to bring him in. That's a good way to make you think he's not
right.
coming. But then, surprise, cult personality. Here it is.